we need to, I need to figure out a better way of doing the solar panels. These, I never like using the solar panels, as they are like this, because they never work. They never work. So I need to have a look at that as well. This will all be after we've set up the save, because I'm not quite sure what the science tech tree and stuff we're going to be doing and what parts I'm going to unlock. So yeah. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna write a list of what I want to do today, because my brain is going into scatterbrain mode, so... to-do list for today. We'll just do that. Okay, so... the first thing that we need to figure out, we need to get, mission logs set up. Mission logs need to be set up. Okay? Number one. That's number one on the list. Mission logs need setting up. Kerbal. Well, actually, we need... I'll tell you what we need. Start the save with difficulty options and start up funds. Astronauts, etc. I might have to like add subcategory to that, because that's going to take quite a lot. So we need the mission logs to start. Kerbal tracker. Organization of craft files in the new save. Plan out the first few launches in the mission log. That was something I really liked doing in Mark II. Mark III was planning out the missions before we did them and leaving them on the sheet so that I knew in which order which launches needed to be. So I want to plan out the first launches, the first few launches in mission log first. What else do we need to do today? Oh, where... are going and how to right, we also need to figure out where, like, what craft files we need to upload to the Steam save. I'm basically only going to be doing the fairings. This goes back to the point redemption thing. So basically members of the chat in vanilla only can send me payloads to put into different orbits depending on what we're doing, and we can determine all that in a minute. Or maybe even like station modules. You could send up like commercial station modules for things. That could be pretty fun. Actually, that could be really fun. Yeah, I like that. You guys could build a station in my save. I really like that idea, actually. And then you can be like, hey, you have to man it with X amount, or you deorbit it, kind of thing. That could be really cool. That's a cool idea, actually. I might start planning my missions too in written form. So my old save is this one, right? So this is the one that got corrupted. This is the mission log, and this is really fun. I actually have a lot of fun planning all of this out. But, like, you can see all of the past launches and stuff, and then towards the bottom, it just goes on and on and on. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of this. Towards the bottom, you can see launch to be determined, and then it's just really simple. It just says, right, this is the next launch. It's part of a BOREAS, BAS, whatever like this. And then this is a mission that we had planned for the future. That was Munbase Alpha. We had to launch that. Moho Relay Sat. That needed to be launched no earlier than year 1, day 269, because that's the transfer window for Moho, I believe. Eve Station. You see what I mean? And throughout the whole of the DSA, that was comprised of like 12 launches, I think, and I planned out each of those 12 launches and when they were going to fly. Would you like a simple, easy fly science craft requiring only minimum tech? I've already got one. So the thing is with the contracts, chat contracts, you can only give me the payload. It's like yeah. So for instance, look at me as like a mail service. Name a mail service. Come on, FedEx, right? Think about FedEx, right? I'm FedEx, you're the customer, you've got a package, you give the package to me, and I deliver it to its place, right? That's kind of what I want to do with these contracts. And they're only going to be like small things. At the beginning, it will be limited to Kerbin orbit, so you won't be able to send anything further than Kerbin orbit, just because I need to set up the infrastructure and stuff like that. Also, obviously, like with transfer windows and stuff coming up, and we would have to be aware of that. A proper kicking before delivery. Well, so here's my thing with this. I can't be responsible if the craft file breaks, right? If the payload doesn't function correctly, like it. All I need to worry about is the booster that I've designed. Like I'm ULA in this case. I will get your payload on a transfer to the designated orbit that you determine. If your craft breaks and doesn't make that orbit, that's not my problem. I still get the funds for it. I've done my part. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, obviously, I would also have to control the satellite, but if the satellite is flawed in a design way, I'm not going to double check it and I won't correct it and I'm not going to change anything. I think that's fair. So I'm not going to be looking over people's backs. I still charge you and I get the funds, basically. For my Kerbal save. Kerbal naught. I can spell. I like how Kerbal naught comes up in the dictionary. Anyway, yeah, so we need to... Let's get rid of that. We need to find out where my craft file saves are going to go, because I want to put the fairings, the different fairing options in somewhere so that you guys can just make sure that the payloads fit inside the fairings. So I need a launch manifest. That's what we need to work out. Launch manifest. Actually, maybe we should do that as a separate document. Because once that's done, that's done. Launch manifest. Like, if we've got a launch manifest, like, each of the... Actually, yeah, each of the launch vehicles can cost something different with the pocket fluff and stuff, maybe? I don't know. That's going to be the tricky bit, because I don't know how much that's going to cost. I would like to charge quite a lot, but at the same time, I don't want to be too expensive so that nobody does it. You know what I mean? I can spell. Okay, so we need to figure that out at some point today. So we've got mission logs to set up, start up the save with difficulty options, Kerbal tracker, organization of craft files in the new save. Actually, that's going to become before the Kerbal tracker. Hire the first set of Kerbals. I think for the first set of Kerbals, I'm actually going to... I'm actually going to use a lot of the names from these Kerbals. How many Kerbals did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's more than 25. Okay, I'm not using 25 Kerbals straight off the bat. But what I will do, I will handpick the more famous Kerbals. So Eridas will probably get a spot. Tykin, I think I will let Tykin, because I was really sad when we killed him. Who else was a Kerbal that flew quite often? Jenford flew quite a bit. Allison. Well, Allison never finished their stay on Curie Station, so I think Thompson, Dudwin, and Allison can go up to Curie Station straight off the bat, because that I want to put Curie Station back up there. No, but that's the SSTS. And I'll probably make sure I launch that on year 1, day 134, so that they are going to be coming back just after day 230 kind of thing, and then we could do crew rotation. Oh, that's something else I want to do. I want to make sure I have crew rotation of stations. Ah! So we've got crew rotation of stations and bases. Duna stations last 2 years. Approximately 2 years. So the Duna stations will last approximately 2 years, I think. There might be some overlap. With some overlap. Yeah, there might be some overlap so some of them might have to stick around for like 4 years or something. That's just an example. Because obviously, like the low Kerbin orbit stations, maybe we have like a 200-day limit on that's how long they can be up there for, like 200 days. How does that sound? That could be quite fun. I'm actually going to increase that up to 12. So we'll have each Kerbal Naught group will have 12 Kerbals, something like that. I think that could be quite fun, because then we hire 12 at a time. Maybe. Actually, no. I'm gonna have 6. We'll do 6 at a time, and we can do it fairly frequently. If it was 12, then the training time would have to be longer for that to work. So we'll have to figure that out. So yeah, the first bunch of Kerbals I'm gonna hand pick 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we've already got 4 there. What did I say? I think if we start off with 12 Kerbals, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll have Eridas 5, Tykin, Thompson, Dudwin, and Allison. So that's 9. Eleni definitely. I need to make sure I've got Gemlorf as well, because he was quite a big Kerbal. And I might change some of these professions as well, so they're not all like scientists and pilots. I might change them up so that, like, say, for instance... Actually, how can we do this? So maybe we start... If we have 12... That could be 4 pilots, 4 scientists, 4 engineers. Right? That's a good... That feels like a good number. So yeah, maybe like Allison, for instance, can be an engineer instead of a pilot, and we can swap them around. Okay, that's a good idea. I like that. Right, what else do we need to do today? So mission log setup, start the save, difficulty options, organization of craft files in the new save, hire the first set of Kerbals, Kerbal tracker needs setting up, plan out the first few launches in the mission log, find out where craft file saves are going, and how to get viewers to see them. That one's going to be a bit of a tricky one. I think I'm going to do it in the fleet one, or maybe we do it, we do a launch manifest. No, we'll do a launch manifest doc. So that'll be a brand new document with the launch manifest, and that just like, we only edit that if we have a new booster come online. Cabin station crew launches should come alternative from KSC and Woomerang. Woomerang? Woomerang, I never used that launch pad. I used the desert one. Alternately. Yeah, no, I do like the idea of Kerbin Station crews being launched from, like, the first crew comes from the KSC, then the second one comes from the desert. I do like that. That's a cool idea. It's the Northern Launch Site, Russian equivalent. Actually, Woomerang is named after an Australian launch site, which isn't in function anymore. That's the... Because that was where the lipstick rocket, the British rocket was launched from. I can't remember what it's called. It definitely... Wimeria. Is it Wimeria? It's where you Brits tested some rockets in our backyard. Yeah. Wimeria. Yeah, that's it. Woomera. Woomera, thank you. Woomera. Anyway, that's what it's named after. So it's actually the Australian one. But yeah, that was only really good for small satellite, small craft vehicles. So I wouldn't launch crew from there. If I'm launching crew, it would have to be from either the desert or the KSC. I wouldn't launch crew from Woomeria. Now I could launch maybe, yeah, like polar satellites from there. That could be quite fun. Does that make sense, Blasty? Yeah, it was the lipstick rocket, right? I can't remember its actual name. This one. What was it called? Black Arrow. The Black Arrow. This thing. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Woomera. Woomera. It's a tiny rocket. It only launched like 2 tons to low Earth orbit, I think. In fact, not even that. I don't. What's its payload capacity? There you go. It's 1.3 tons to low Earth orbit. And that is 220 kilometers. Like, it's only 1 ton to 500 kilometers, which is... Oh, no, it's... Yeah, no, you're right. It's 0.1 tons. Yeah, you're right. It's tiny. No, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Yeah, it was tiny. It was tiny. Which is why it was retired. Also the fact that it was rubbish and it never worked. There is... this is the image. In London, there is the first 2 stages, like, of the actual rocket there. And there's also, in the Science Museum in London, there's also a mock-up version of the Black Arrow at the Science Museum in Leicester as well, I think. Science and Technology Museum there. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, does this mean that we left our crap there? It is the first stage of the Black Arrow R3 on display at William Creek following its return to Earth. So basically we left garbage in Australia. Why am I not surprised? But yeah, no, it's really not very big. To scale of rockets, it's one of the smallest. One of the smallest rockets. I expect it was designed to only deliver the freshest tea leaves. You got me on that one. Well done. Well done. Hats off to you. But yeah, no, piece of shit rocket, really. It doesn't do anything. Right, what was I doing? Okay, so let's set up the mission log first. Let's do that one first, okay? Dun 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 dun. The first thing I'm gonna do, so this is gonna be very similar to the way that I've done the old stuff in the past. Let's just do page setup here and just make sure it's okie-doke. So it's gonna be pretty much set up the same way as before. So basically we've got a flight, launch, or mission. And the top, we've got the mission, so the mission details go here. We'll have the launch site, and we will have all 4 launch sites. Technically, the island runway counts as a launch site, because we can launch planes from there if we want to. I never used that. In fact, I'm not even sure I used WLS in the last save, so really it's between those two. Because I used the DLC a lot. We've got mission cost, which I'm going to be using the $ for that, just because I think it's the most universally accepted throughout the world. People will know that. Personally, I would prefer that, the pound sign, but like I said, the $ is the most internationally recognized sign. I think that's just going to have the least amount of confusion. So we'll use the $ for it. What about a fog of war mechanic where you discover a launch site before using it? Nah. So the lore of this save is that this save is, it's pretty much a retcon of the Mark III save. So the Mark III save was set after the Mark I save, and the Mark I save we went off and kind of explored everywhere in the solar system. So it's kind of like a so the general, and then the Mark II save is like just meant to be set just after the Mark III save, and now the Mark IV save. Because the Mark IV save is kind of more of a retcon, I guess, with the lore. There will be some things that overlap, like obviously a lot of the boosters and things will overlap. But yeah, the Mark I save is hundreds of years ago, hundreds of years before the Mark III save. Kerbals went and explored the whole of the galaxy, and then they kind of got bored with it. Then came along the Mark III save, where they've had generational decay of knowledge. They've actually forgotten how to make rockets, so they're having to start from scratch. And then the Mark II save is the furthest one in the history where they're using space planes and stuff. Because I started the Mark II save at the end of the tech tree, so we had all the tech available. So that's kind of like the lore. It's a bit of a mess, basically. That's the lore of my save. It's a bit of a mess. Why is that called this? I don't want it to be called that, thanks. What did I call the last one? WombleX Mission Log Mark 4. There we go, cool. I think that will work. See all the crap I've got for Minecraft. A lot of it is videos and stuff that I been watching. I think I'll unpin that and pin this one in a sec. Actually, let's do that now. Rename, please. Where's the rename thing? Edit. Be really embarrassing when I show you my porn in a minute. No, it won't. I think I can get rid of that one now. I don't need it. Actually, let's just get that up real quick. And this is discontinued. So what do we want to keep from this? I think this setup is the setup that works. It wasn't quite the same as the Mk 2, but I think this is the best setup. It's the one that works the best. I do think at times we described what was going on in the save way too much, like these notes. Well, I suppose the reason why there's so much notes here was because we talked about structural failure with Taiken, because that was the mission where Taiken died. That was actually the last death on the save. I lost 2 Kerbals inside the first 15 launches, and then we went for another 60 launches, and I didn't lose a Kerbal. I was really pleased with myself. We had a few mission failures, but we didn't lose a Kerbal. I got lucky at times, though. I should have lost more Kerbals than that, really. Kerbal lives matter. Absolutely they do. Dude, I get so passionate with these guys' lives. I'm like, I don't want them to be hurt. Don't die kind of thing. I feel it. I feel it down here. That's what I'm saying. Right, what am I doing? So yeah, I think this is a good option here, right? So we've set up the save. We've set up the mission logs, at least for the time being. Let's just put a page break in here. What else do we have? Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna change the header. Also, that needs to be white. Weird that that wasn't. Whatever. Oh. I need a page break. Actually... let's get that back up. I'm curious. Have I got... yeah, that's why. Oops. Is it 7 that it's on? Yeah. Just makes it a little bit... formats it a little bit nicer. Page break. Well, why can't I... oh, it's right there. Okay, I was going to say... is it Control Enter that does a page break? It is. Okay. No, I'm actually going to get rid of that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste this. And then we're going to change... a lot of this. Because that will just give me a good basis to copy and paste from now. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The first launches will not be manned. I will be doing satellite stuff, like communication satellite things, with the first few launches. I think that's what I would like to set up and prep for. And the first actual Kerbal launch, I think, will be to the station that we'll set up at like day 130 or something like that. We'll time warp in between like the launches. Maybe we'll do like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like I said, we'll work out our mission parameters. Do you know what? I've had another change of mind. Let's get the old mission brief up. Again, I am actually going to keep these. I'm going to keep that.